What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Earlier, the entire community was waiting with bated breath. Would we have to wait an entire week to see what was in these? Or would, as usual, once we see something like this opened up, the packs kind of slip off their foil and we see some cards early? In the past, Champion Pack 8, by far one of my favorite sets ever, and usually the 8th set of a tournament series pack is just straight fire. OTS Pack 8 does not disappoint. Let's go ahead and get right into it and then talk about it, because OTS Pack 8 is likely the end of the line for OTS Pack in general, because that ends Turbo Pack, that ends Champion Pack, Tournament Pack, every past example. So let's go ahead and have a discussion about that after. I'd like to see something a bit different from the next one. I really like that they included the Sky Striker token in here. It makes me really happy. I wish we had an easier access Dracosack token. And the Sky Striker engine, one of the best engines in all of Yu-Gi-Oh!, gets a nod there with a token piece that you can pull. That's nice. Ultimate Rare Kagari, along with Underclock Taker, Twin Triangle Dragon. That's kind of a weird one to see in here. I called this one Broken Bamboo Sword. I literally, on the reveals of Shadows in Valhalla, seeing that Golden Bamboo Sword, I was like, Konami, I'm not buying the common. You better put this in. Heck yeah. Space Gift is a kind of funny one. I've always really liked that card, along with Cross Border. Secret Village of the Spellcaster Machine Dupe are kind of interesting ones that raise an eyebrow. These already have super rare prints, so it's a little bit weird to see them in there, isn't it? And continuing on with the rest, we have Demise Supreme King of Armageddon Super. So we're missing 2 super rares in the commons. I really hope that this goes ahead and tells us that Demise King of Armageddon's in there, because that hasn't had a reprint in over a decade, pretty much since I was relevant in the actual card game. So I'd really like to see a newer Demise King of Armageddon for the players in here. And pretty much its rarities were Ulti and Super, so common wouldn't be a bad pickup. Kagari looks, it looks good. And we know the other ultimate rares from the person who pulled these, as well as multiple other sources that saw them. Scapegoat and Droll and Lockbird. If the picture comes up in Zodiac by the end of me looking through this, I'll go ahead and let you guys know. But it's definitely pretty cool to see these early and know that Konami really does actively look at the player base and think of something like this for us. It's not like it's hit or miss. I think that's why the OTS Pack 7 maybe was a little more underwhelming in terms of their ultimate rares. Let's actually have a conversation about that. We had Cosmic Cyclone, which I was a fan of as an idea, but it just doesn't look as good as it should. Herald was kind of a cool collectible card that had its meme moment over at the World Chalice Finals, but I think Jerome just really wanted to reprint this card, as a huge fan of counter fairies and fairies in general. And then Link Spider, you could have picked so many other things to go in here. Yeah, it's a Link card that a lot of people use, but Link Rebo just would have been way better. Like, and introduce that to Europe before their WCQ, you know? That would have been nice. The super rares, though, were really nice in my opinion. Destrudo, Fossil Dig. It's cool to see Gatling Dragon, which is actually holding a price for GOAT players. We have World Legacy, World Chalice, Dynamiscus, Tough, Maria. Like, they did really good, I think, with these supers. Actually better than this set with their supers just a little bit, it feels like. But we go into this ones and we see ones like Machine Dupe that already have a super rare, but granted had a ridiculous price tag to go along with its super rare for $9. And I think over time we'll see the super rare recover value as well from the OTS pack. But it's a degenerate card that really is insane that it's the ability to just flood the field with machine monsters. Secret Village, of course, printed originally as super, gave me kind of the feel of Vanity's Fiend being ulti once again in the OTS pack, and it's interesting. It's got a high price point too, so it's almost like they were looking around at that and making it easier for the players. But we do have other versions of Secret Village, actually, I think, that are relatively budget-ish. Like, we go through, there should be a common somewhere. And yeah, like, you know, that's not the easiest to get $4, but then we see an actual OP 05 right here coming, 250. So this was kind of a little bit hyped for Altergeist, where you could metaverse this out and kind of lock down your opponents along with your Altergeist. That was a cool theory, and it didn't really work out because Sky Strikers didn't take down the meta like they were supposed to. Trickstar Sky Striker did, something the OCG was missing. So we didn't really see that coming into our meta. We were expecting Pier, and we got a whole different mix of what wrecked our meta. This is the big argument here. Will the ultimate rare be the higher rarity? Ooh, Retro Pack has just an amazing set. It's probably the third most collectible pack behind MRD first and LOB first. It's up there with DR4, but produces a lot of higher price cards, really hard to get, and it's a lot of classics. Scapegoat Ultra Rare, though, is definitely, like, in terms of rarity, and Ultimate's just a higher rarity, but the legacy that Retro Pack has will really challenge the Ultimate Rare. And I think in terms of price, Retro Pack is going to stay ahead. But you're going to have a whole slew of GOAT format players going for it. It's like the ultimate collectible and playable card. One of Joey Wheeler's cute cards that does a massive thing in today's game and had a format kind of based around its own name. People are going to want this ulti. I'm calling it now. This is going to be the highest priced ultimate rare out the gates. $100+ when you pull it. Solemn Strike was 90-ish for a while, if I recall. Ghost Ogre hit around 85 to 90 once, I believe. This one I think is going to be around 100 out the gate, and I think will be $125 ultimate rare for the longest. Even when it gets hit, oh yeah, I'm assuming, to 1 on the FNL list, because this is almost a sign they're not going to ban it, right? Like, they wouldn't just print an ulti to ban it, right? So I think it's going to stay at 1, like power cards like Soul Charge, and get the Terror Top treatment, and go to 1. But I don't think that'll affect its price much. Similar to how Maxi is one of the highest priced ultimate rares, yet it's banned right now. So I think this has the highest ceiling in terms of any OTS pack card, and I think it'll challenge Maxi on that throne of highest ultimate rare out of a tournament pack as time moves on. So definitely, if you pull one, my suggestion, keep it unless you need that dinero. Droll and Lockbird, let's not forget Konami. You should have put that in a structure deck. This ulti does not make up for it, but it does make a lot of players happy. I think even if it did get hit on a ban list along with the Trickstars, it would still be a pretty wanted to pick up OTS pack card. And overall, it's a good one. It's a good ulti. It goes along with Ogre. It's a competitive player's desire to boil out their deck. This hits into there. And I didn't know Kagari was a $3 super. I'm just putting this here. Obviously, the ulti's not going to affect its price, but I didn't know this one. Good job on Dark Saviors, one of the most open packs, having this card go up like that. That's pretty cool. I told you guys to pick them up at dollars. I want to have a suggestion as we move towards the next pack. It's really cool how in the past we added ultimate rares to these packs. I'd like to add something new for the players in the future. I'd like to keep the ultimate rares. I know a lot of you guys want Ghost Rare, but I'd like to introduce the Rarity Collections rarities into the TCG in our next tournament pack, should OTS Pack 8 be the end. Historically, all these sets end at the 8 mark, and I'd really like to see some awesome cards come in a brand new rarity for Duelists in the future. And I think it'd be a really awesome experience for you guys to get even more competitive cards and a brand new rarity to see how the TCG kind of adopts it. Over in Japan, they don't really like ultimate rares all that much from what I understand. They tend to be lower prices than a lot of the other rarities that they have. So I'd like to see something like this come out for the US and see how it kind of cycles in. And I think the OTS packs, in a sense, the OTS support packs, would be the perfect place to put something like this and put competitive cards in to try that out. That's just my personal opinion. What would you like to see? Would you just be happy with Ghost Rares? You don't want nothing new like that you don't know about? I really would enjoy it personally. And what's this last up? Oh yeah, I was just talking about the Draco Sack token. That'd be something cool to see also in the future. Then look at past tokens and kind of make them more accessible and easier to get, because some tokens actually end up being very expensive. I think the Ojama Black token is one of them. It'd be cool to see them look at tokens more, but also to consider maybe importing more things from Japan. They kind of stopped doing that so much, didn't they? I believe they even recycled a vanilla from that was originally in one of the champion packs, like a mermaid thing. So I'd really like to see more of those unique vanillas and fusions. I'd like to see upgraded rarities, but what would you guys like to see from the futures of these packs? And are you very excited and happy for this pack overall? We don't know the commons yet. What do you hope to see from the commons? I'll try to post the full spoiler when we have it in the future, but this is all out of Zodiac Duelist if you want to go there and check it out. And again, multiple confirmations on Goat and Droll. If anything changes, I'll let you know.